Hey there! So, another flashlight review this week. This is not going to be a weekly flashlight review, of course, but I got a new one this week from Wuben. Thank you, Cindy, from Wuben for sending it to me. This is not the official box, I guess. It's a flashlight, it's a sample for review, and I will show you what's inside. So I will start to unveil this because this is not the full package. It's just a sample and it has some things inside, but not much more. This is the box and the foam, and this is what we got, or what I got with this in this package. Just let it open. So this is a new model from Wuben. It's the Wuben D1, and I will show you how this works and some features. Not having a user manual, it's complicated to show you the specs and all that stuff, but I will tell you what I think about this light and well, give you some first impressions. I believe Wuben will start to sell this soon, and is probably looking for some inputs on this. So, two O-rings that I was showing here, common Wuben lanyard, adjustable for different positions in the wrist. Here you can adapt it more or less wide. And this is the charging cable. You will see that the flashlight is not rechargeable, but inside there is an 18650 battery that is rechargeable, and you will also see what else it can do. I'm just putting it on this side. So, Wuben D1. Let's try to see some details. This is the engraving. I believe that being a sample, they were not so much careful with having the logo type aligned with the center of the flashlight. You also see here the indication of polarity. It's not completely aligned with the button. Some really nice knurling. I like really much the Wuben flashlights, and you will see it soon. And this is well, it has some grooves here. I will try to show you a little bit more. Some grooves here that provide a very nice grip. Also, this is the pattern. It's an all-around knurling, and this is well, not reversible because you cannot put it in the tail, but it's a bidirectional pocket clip, so you can use it this way. What can I show you? Well, quite difficult to have something around here. Well, I will try to use this head strap this way, so you put it in the pocket on one direction, and you can also use it in another direction. Imagine you want to hang the flashlight in some place, you can use it this way. Also, it has a magnetic tail cap, and I will soon show it inside. Big button. Here you have a lens that you probably saw in the Wuben H3 headlamp that I just reviewed last week, and it's a more or less similar it's probably similar, well, some details. In this one, the LED color is more visible. Probably this is a P8, Osram P8, and this is probably Osram P9. I don't know. I have no information about the LED whatsoever, but it seems to be an Osram because that's what Wuben has been using lately in the flashlights. Stainless steel bezel, also stainless steel ring around the button. Here, this can be removed from the flashlight, so it's almost a tube light, but not actually. And then you can clip it again. If you have seen the Wuben E05, I guess it's an old model, you will probably remember seeing that, and this kind of pocket clip. The lanyard can be attached in the tail. Well, not so easily, but it has a it's a lanyard hole, and you can also use it here on the top of the clip or on this part of the clip, so you can choose where to attach a lanyard in different points in the flashlight and in the clip too. You can disassemble the flashlight in two parts only. This part of the tube is glued, so unless you want to damage the flashlight, you will not be able to retrieve it. But you can take the tail cap out and you can see how it is built. It has a ring, and then the spring is attached over there, and then below it's probably the magnet. I will not take it out here, but just to tell you, springy. It's not a soft spring here, so it will do a good contact with smaller batteries too. Also, on this part of the light, I will try to show you, it has another spring inside. Oh, over there. Cannot actually see what the driver says, but you have the another spring, so smaller batteries will also fit on this flashlight. Besides this, you have, as I mentioned before, an 18650 battery that has a Type-C charging. When you charge the battery, it will blink red. Just let me show you shortly. Sorry. But this battery also has another function. It can be charged, but it can also be used as a power bank, and I will show you. So here you have it. When the battery is charging, it's blinking. When it has finished charging, it is constant red, and then you can use it to charge another device. I will show you. Well, I should have been more prepared for this review, but I was excited to do it, so didn't put all the stuff around me. So here you have the battery. Here you have another cable, and we will charge another flashlight. This is an on-the-road 311 flashlight. You have it here. It's blue, and this one is charging because it's red. So this cable is quite nice. So you go outside, you don't have a power bank, but you have this flashlight or you have this battery, and you can use it to charge your phone or another device that you need to charge in just a little bit. Of course, this is not an high capacity battery. It is for its size, but it's not a 21700 battery or a 26650 battery with more capacity. Still, you can always give other devices some charge. Let's make some measurements to let you know how long this is, and also to see how much it weighs. And then I will show you how to use it. So around 10.5 centimeters. You can also see it in inches. And now let's see how much it weighs with and without the battery. Hello for you too. 63 grams, 64, and with the battery 116 grams. Not completely lightweight, but it's not an heavy flashlight. Of course, you have seen probably more heavier than this one. Now let's see how it works. You will probably know which is the recent Wuben user interface, and you click you click for on, click for off, click for on, and press and hold to continue to change modes. Let's put it, well, this is probably ultra low, low, medium, high, ultra low, low, medium, high. And these are the 4 main levels. From any of these first 3 modes, ultra low, low, medium, ultra low, low, medium, you can double click and have the highest mode. And if you turn the flashlight off, it will remember the last used mode. If you are already in the highest one, you cannot double click and have it. You will have strobe. So again, I clicked, I press and hold from off, and it went to low, and then go to medium. Double click goes to high, double click goes to strobe, and then press and hold cycles through the modes again. From off, if you double click, you will have strobe, and another double click will have SOS, and another double click goes to strobe. So this is the same interface that Wuben used in the E12R, with press and hold will go to the lowest level, and if you were already in another level, it will start from there when the flashlight is turned on. Here the button, the switch turns on and gives you the indication of the level it has. If it is blinking blue, it will be less than probably 90% of the battery. Then it will probably blink red and be constant red and blinking red. But I don't have the user manual, so I don't have more information. This is the pattern, the beam pattern that you have. It has a more or less squarish hotspot, but you see it's a floody beam. It's a floody beam that you have, and that's because of that lens. So there is no, how can I say, some tint shift here from the hotspot to the corona and spill. So you have just a slightly mark here, and then you have flood. Just this part is more pronounced here. It is more or less like the Wuben H3, but in spite of, but in this the Wuben H3, it has a more pronounced squarish pattern there. Just to see, and let's try to show you the color of this beam. So this is a more cold white, while this is a more warm white. This is probably around 6,000 Kelvin or 5,700, and this is 3,000 Kelvin. Well, this is difficult sometimes. What can I say more about this light? I was making a test to see how long does the higher mode lasts. Well, at first I switched it on, and about 45 seconds later it was already ramping down, but then I made a 6 minutes test, but then from the 45 seconds up to the 6 minutes, it just stayed on the same level. So quite stable, I guess, in that, and it's probably longer than this. It was not really warm. The flashlight itself has some mass here to absorb because the host is thick, but there is no much, I don't know how it is built inside. It can probably have some thick shelf to absorb the heat, but not having other fins, well, it doesn't get hot, but it decreases on the first 45 seconds. That was for sure. I wanted to make some comparison here between this flashlight and other lights I have, just so that you see how long it is. This is one that I've been using the most. It is the Olight Warrior. It is the same size of it, but it is smaller than the Wuben TO46R, and of course even smaller than the Wuben TO50R. Slightly taller than a Lumintop FW3A, and well, this is being a first impression. I cannot say too much about it, not having some other specs about runtimes and all that stuff, but I can almost guarantee you that it will have a good stability and good efficiency. Wuben is capable of that, and they have been doing it on their flashlights for a long time. Some things I wanted to say more. I really like the ergonomics of this flashlight. It's, well, it's quite nice. I guess I can grab it even better than the Olight in this case. The pocket clip here, it's different from this one. I cannot explain it by words, probably because English is not my first language, but I really like this configuration a bit more than this one, and they are, well, almost similar. The button is a little bit upper on this Wuben D1 and lower on the Warrior Mini. The grip is quite good, so you will feel comfortable using this flashlight on your pockets. In terms of UI, I really like the press and hold to go to the lowest level. Well, it could be a bit lower, of course, but well, I will not complain. When you are on the brightest setting, it is not the brightest you will ever see, because it's not a reflector, it's not a different optic, but it will give you a good output, and more than that, it will give you a stable output and a floaty one. So this is a great work light for me. I expect it to be like that, or a backpack light too, because it will have a constant running on this kind of battery and on this kind of LED. I presume that this is an Osram P8 LED, Osram P9 eventually, or P8, I don't know. So it is it has good performance. I honestly don't like the double click from off to go to strobe. I prefer going to turbo, or to the highest one, and well, it could be different on that aspect. Also, I normally like to clip the flashlights from the tail to the top, so using with the tail up in the pocket. Well, I guess I won't have much problem with this one. Eventually, if well, I forgot to tell you one thing. 1, 2, 3. It will give you a constant on or fading. No, it's not constant on. Sorry, it's a fading switch button, and if you click again 3 times, it will stop working that way. And if you click 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. The light blinks and then it's locked. And then when it's locked, if you press the switch button, it will show you some blue again. To unlock another time, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the flashlight unlocks and enters the lowest mode. I was forgetting to tell you this. My overall appreciation, it's really good. I wish that Wuben can correct this misalignment here for the selling version, and well, I would change a little bit the UI, as I already mentioned, but other than that, this is a compact flashlight. I don't have, well, I can show you. This is not a Convoy S2, it's an X6, so it's a little bit longer, but this is the difference between them. So it's a nice and compact 18650 flashlight with side electronic switch, dual sides, or dual directional, bi-directional pocket clip, and some really nice knurling. Well, I don't know if I can say too much or much more about the flashlight right now. I hope that Wuben includes a pocket, a user manual, I'm sorry, and well, so far seems to be a good bet from them on a new flashlight. Again, their knurling and their host quality is absolutely great. I really like the way they are adding with this new flashlight, so good choice. If you have some questions, leave it in the comments. And well, sorry again for a long review. It's quite hard to say all the stuff that matters and cutting the how can I say, it's, well, the parts of the language that we use to fill it up too. Have a nice day, whatever it is, and be safe too.